And here we are, Granny horse training, and you're looking at Sugar Babe's butt. Yep, not only did I have to wash up Lacey today, but Sugar Babe was in bad need of getting washed up too. So, and she's a little more scaredy cat about being out here. Even though she's an older horse, she wasn't treated well in her former life before me. She can be a little temperamental sometimes, but basically goes down into her shutdown mode sometimes when we're doing things like this. So she does behave, but probably pushing 25 years old. So I've already combed out her tail, even though she's got a very thin tail. Even more reason to make sure you comb it out, get any snarls out. And then I like to wash up all the private parts before I get to actually washing the tail, because she will flick her tail around, do all kinds of stuff. But she's quite a dirty girl. These older mares, especially if they had a lot of babies like she probably had, they get very wrinkled up and gets a lot of clumps of smegma around the vulva. You gotta get off. Not a fun job, but well, somebody's got to do it. Poor old Sugar Babe. And those itch their tail if they get too dirty. Sometimes they'll start itching their tail, and so she's had not only sweet itch before, but just also itching because she wasn't kept clean. So that's one reason why she doesn't have much of a tail anymore. Nobody was taking care of her. She got good care now. She's not quite as good about that hot water heater, because it makes a little bit of a noise when it turns on and off. So I'm pretty confident she's gone into her shutdown mode. Give her some rewards though. She's being a good girl. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she was dirty. Let's see what happens when I have to fill up the bucket of water, and that will make some suds for the tail, and so that'll make some noises that might set her off with the cleaning here, because the hot water tank will kick on and off. And she's standing there pretty good though. She's a good old girl. Like I said, some of her behaviors, why she was easier to train in some respects, especially for the ground tying, was she'd already been cowboyed to death. So when somebody tells her to stay put, she's pretty good about that. Whereas Lacey's never was treated bad like that or forced or anything. She's being a good girl though. She also knows with me she gets rewarded a lot, so she's not too worried. Get this thin little wisp of a tail of yours washed. Seems silly, I just used a bunch of cowboy magic to make sure it was not tangled. And then I'm washing it off. And I had been using that coat defense stuff on her tail, that clay stuff on her tail over the summer with the sweet itch stuff. I started out with the antihistamine stuff, and then we went to that coat defense, and that worked pretty good because it created like a barrier too, so the bugs couldn't bite her, but there is a buildup of that too. And she's been washed a few times over the summer. She tends to get little bug bites on her skin here where she's got hardly any hair in the summer. And that's another reason she'll It's your tail. But I love this hot water heater, man. This is just great. And all kinds of, I try to make sure my setup here behind her is far enough away I wouldn't get kicked in the head, but you never know. All right, stand. It's warm, girl. It's warm. Don't worry. It's warm. She's like always expecting it to be cold. Poor thing. She probably had tons of cold baths in her life. She's expecting it to be cold, and it's not cold. It's getting a little cooler. I better take my glove off. Oh, it's nice. It's nice. It's just right, Shiggy. It's just right. Now, she was never trained to take a crupper, and shows it. Oh, whoop, stand. She needs a little bit of wiping down there. She's got a little bit of a crusty stuff underneath her tail. You're being good. She's being good. Yeah. So if you're watching my videos, you're a horse nut. Because before I ever ride or train, I got to make sure that they have all their needs cared for first. She definitely had like a buildup of sand and dirt, smegma sticking under the tail. Yeah. So, do her conditioner, and she's being a good girl. This is just that mane and tail conditioner. It's pretty good. It's cold though, she may not like that. But yeah, this poor little horse, she's had tons of ice cold baths in her life. She didn't know what to make of it. Straight from the hose being hot water. Need to get lots of conditioner on her tail. It's so thin. You're good. You're a good girl. Okay, well. Being a good girl. Well, thanks for watching. We're going to rinse her out, and I don't have to record every last second with Sugar Babe, but I hope you're learning a few things from watching me work with my horses. And, thanks for watching. Bye now.